Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, The Word of Commerce. Today we are going to study Theory of Consumer Behavior. Let's get started. Concept 1, Theory of Consumer Behavior. Theory of Consumer Behavior means how a consumer would behave in the market and how a consumer spend their income to attain maximum satisfaction. Concept 2, Utility. Utility means what satisfying power of a commodity. Alfred Marshall and Pigou are the main credit takers for this. Now you got the meaning of utility. Let's see example. When you eat a chocolate, it satisfies your want to have something sweet, right? So here a chocolate has the power to satisfy the want or utility. Here, utility is nothing but any commodity which has the power to satisfy your want. Concept 3, Characteristics of Utility. First one, the term utility should be differentiated from satisfaction. It should not be confused. Why? Because utility is the calculation of want satisfying power before the consumption, whereas satisfaction is realized satisfaction. In simple, if you are craving for something to eat or if you are craving to use some product means before consumption what you crave that is your utility, and after consumption what you feel is that is realized satisfaction. So it should not be same. Second point, utility is not equal to usefulness. Why? Let's see. A commodity may satisfy all human wants, but whatever commodity we use, we can't say it is completely useful. Why? Because even for example, liquors and drugs all have utility, right? But is it useful? No, that's fine. Third point, the concept of utility does not speak anything about morality. It is ethically neutral. If you take the example of liquor or drugs, you will come to know there is no morality. Fourth point, utility is a subjective concept. It differs from individual to individuals. Let's discuss concept 4, that is cardinal and ordinal approach. Cardinal approach. Cardinal approach is also known as utility approach. Marshall is the exponent of this. Expressing utility in terms of cardinal numbers such as 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. Cardinal numbers refers to those numbers that can be added, subtracted or multiplied. For example of cardinal approach, an apple may yield a consumer utility of 10 units, whereas an orange may yield utility of 5 units. Here, what's the thing is, the utilities are measured in utils and the utility can be measured. It can be sized. Here, for example, you can see a consumer is getting 10 units by consumption of apple, whereas he is getting utility of 5 units by consuming orange. So here we can calculate how much. That's the cardinal approach. Next come to the ordinal approach. J.R. Hicks and R.D. Allen supported this. As per the ordinal approach, utility cannot be measured, but it can only be compared. Here you cannot say how much, but you can make comparison, and here you can also rank like Roman numbers. Example for ordinal approach is, we prefer tea over a coffee, right? You can give such example, but Here we do not say how much, whereas in cardinal approach you can know how much. Here in ordinal approach you can't say how much. Concept 5. Types of utilities. Let's know one by one. Initial utility. What is this? Initial utility is the utility derived from the consumption of the first unit of a commodity. Okay, when you consume anything for the first bite, what you feel, that is your initial utility. For example, if a consumer starts eating bread, the utility he gets from first unit is called initial utility. Total utility. Total utility is the total satisfaction received from consuming a given total quantity of goods or services. For example, if a consumer uses 5 products, let's say utility 1 plus utility 2 plus utility 3 plus utility 4 plus utility 5. Why? Because he is using 5 products and he will get 5 utilities. So if you add all of this, you will get the total utility. Total utility is nothing but total quantities and its adding of them. Then come to marginal utility. Marginal utility is the extra satisfaction that a consumer gets from consuming additional unit of a good. For example, if you take if a consumer consumes a Milky Bar chocolate, for the first bite what he eats and get the satisfaction, that will be your initial utility. And at the same time he consume that same Milky Bar chocolate for another time, that will be your extra additional, and that will be called marginal utility. And initial utility plus marginal utility, if you add, then it will be called as total utility. I hope you understood all these three. Here marginal utility is also represented as mu equal to delta Tu divided by delta Q. Here delta Tu is nothing but change in total utility. Delta Q is change in consuming additional unit of a good. It can also be expressed as like this: mun equal to tun minus 1, where mun is equal to marginal utility of n units, tun is equal to total utility of n units, tun minus 1 equal to total utility of n minus 1 units. If you want to see another example, here is there. A person gets 10 utils by consuming 1 unit of a commodity. That is, if a person is consuming 1 unit of something, he is getting 10 utils, means 10 utils, right? And 15 utils by consuming an additional unit of that commodity. So here the marginal utility will be 15 minus 10 equal to 5 utils. Thank you for watching.